Thank you very much, Jake. Mikel, that was the best possible response to Saturday. What was better in the performance tonight?
Well, I think we were really good right from the start, created a chance straight away with Laka 1-on-1 with the keeper. We conceded a goal from a corner and we reacted straight away. I think we were really good on the ball. We improved a lot our build-up phase in our own half against them, the way they press. So we got out of trouble and created some big chances through that. Our pressing was excellent. When we have to defend deeper and manage the game a little bit, going after 3-1 up, we did it as well. We were good in the break, so I think overall it was a strong performance.
And as you said, you went behind so early, but the way you responded so quickly, through Pepe, you said he created the best chances for you on Saturday. How good was he overall?
He was
tonight?
really good again. I think he created again some big moments. He scored a goal. He was involved in many good action. He works really hard. He deserved his chance today, and he took it.
And then Lacazette played through Saka. He still had a lot of work to do, though. How much are you enjoying seeing his improvement game by game? It's easy to forget he's 19.
Yes, it is, but he's been very consistent through the season. We played him in different positions and he's adapting really well. He seems really comfortable on the right. His link-up play is excellent. His finishing is good. His assisting players, I think he had a really strong performance against today.
And watching your celebration, it looked like you really enjoyed that third goal. How good was the pass from Cedric?
It's really tough to win here. They are a really good side. They've been in great form and teams really struggle against them. And the way we managed the game and understood what the game required in each moment, I think it showed a lot of intelligence and resilience from the team.
And that's now 6 unbeaten in the league. You're up to 8th, just 4 points behind Liverpool now. How do you feel about the direction you're heading on the pitch and up the table as well?
Yeah, that we have still a lot to do. We have a lot to recover, a lot of things to improve still, and be humble and train good and then prepare for the next game because we haven't done anything.
Fans may have been a bit concerned to see Smith Rowe come off after having a bit of treatment. Is he okay?
Well, it's one of the reasons why we had to make changes in the Cup, because we had 5 players that they were not available to play. I want to make that clear. And the ones that they played today, they were to play some part of the game. So we expect them to play without any precision, 50 games, every game at that age. I'm sorry, but it's impossible, and I'm not going to do that with the young players.
Thanks, Mikel.
Thank
Congratulations.
You so much.
Great night for Arsenal. I think the way that they played, I think the foundations of that performance was from the hard work, the press from high up the pitch. I think the instigator was Smith Rowe, who's been brought in, a young graduate from the academy. And that was the foundations that set everything up. And I think Arsenal, we've always spoke about how they play great football. They entertained us, scored some fabulous goals over the last few years. But that element, what we're talking about, the press from the front, to be able to really suffocate teams, has been where they've probably let themselves down at times. And today they got it right.
What did you make of your old side, Franny? Because there are so many reasons to be impressed by Southampton. But in terms of their recent run, that's 3 goals and 1 win in their last 7 games.
Yeah, I think you look at the way that we set up and the intensity that Ralph Hasenhüttl wants the team to play. Like you say, lack of goals is a little bit of a concern in those recent 7 games, only those three Premier League goals. But I think sort of injuries, suspensions, to sustain that level of intensity is asking a lot when you're looking at the substitutes bench, when you've got predominantly sort of teenagers and youngsters in their 20s or 21 years old at the most. So just maybe that lacking that depth of strength in the squad. But it's we've seen it at a lot of sides. Maybe just having that little blip, got to somehow recover. To mount a challenge to get back up the table.
So tight though, isn't it? You win a few games and you move up, 5th, 6th in the league, you lose a couple and you slip into the bottom half. Tell you what, let's go straight back to St Mary's and get some instant reaction. Here's Lindsay, let's see who she's found.
Bukayo, congratulations. A great response to Saturday's defeat. How much better was the performance tonight?
Yeah, it was much better. Saturday was disappointing for us, to be knocked out of the FA Cup, and we're the holders of that, so we took it hardly, and we came out here, we knew their weaknesses, and I felt we exploited it well, and we got the victory that we deserved.
And you scored the 2nd goal. It was a great ball from Alexandre Lacazette. You still had plenty of work to do, though.
Yeah, I spoke to him before the game about about the opportunity. You know, as soon as he gets the ball, I'm going to run him behind, and he listened, and we got a goal, so I was happy with that.
And then you teed him up for the third, but how good was that ball from Cedric?
Oh, it was amazing, you know, he just hit the space. I don't even think he looked at me, you know, so I'm really happy with everyone, not just Cedric and Laka, you know, everyone put in a shift, and we're so happy to get the 3 points here.
And that's 5 Premier League goals for you, which is more than all the other teenagers in the Premier League combined. How do you feel you're improving game by game?
Well, I'm just happy to be playing for Arsenal, you know, it's a dream, so I just have the passion when I get on the pitch, you know, the boss, you know, he makes everything clear for me, and at the same time gives me the freedom to go and do what I want to do in the final third, so yeah, I'm really happy with that stat, and I just want to keep improving on it every game. And
up to 8th now, it's all heading in the right direction.
Game after game we take it, you know, I know everyone always says that, but we have to do that because, you know, this year the Premier League's changing so rapidly, you know. A couple months ago we were in the bottom half and now we're in the top half, and it can change so quickly, so we just have to focus on every game and try to win each one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But look, there's some brilliant young talent at Arsenal. We spoke about Emile Smith-Rowe in the build-up. We'll talk about him again in just a moment. But tonight was Bukayo Saka's night, wasn't it?
Oh, I mean, he was tremendous to watch him. I think his skill, the maturity with which he plays is so impressive as well. He can play 1 and 2 touch, plays off both feet, as we'll see in the clips in a minute. But his decision-making, I think that's, for me, he plays with someone who's well beyond his years. He makes the right decisions at the right times. You can see in the way he sets things up for other opponents. He starts the first goal with the interception. Again, plays 1 touch and moves. Obviously, he doesn't play the final ball or score the last goal, but he's the man who sets this and sets the tone for this first goal. It's fantastic. And you can see that he's so comfortable wherever he plays. He's played probably about 5 or 6 positions in this team already. They've been struggling, they've been doing well, they've been struggling. He's been a constant in that, but he can play any position, comes inside the fullback there, exposes the goalkeeper, off balance, finishes it with his weaker foot with aplomb.
He shows a maturity beyond his years, doesn't he? He's almost like a player that's played a few hundred games in the Premier League. And this was just, well, I mean, what a pass. It was a good goal all round, really, wasn't it? I mean, this is a good switch across. You know, Diallo in there at left back, but what a ball. Oh, perfect.
Sweet, that's sweet.
McCarthy can't come for it, and then the ball across as well. Saka's vision to pick out Lacazette is it's a wonderful team goal, this.
It's a difficult cross that as well, by the way. On the bounce, on your weak foot there, on the half volley. So difficult. You can scuff that with your studs more often than not.
And it's the only place it could go for Lacazette to get a touch to score.
Real talent. Someone definitely, I'm sure, in the thoughts of Gareth Southgate, because he's such a valuable player in terms of his ability to play and cover different positions.
And it feels like he, along with a few of the other youngsters, Emile Smith-Rowe's another one, they're kind of moving into the next phase of their development at Arsenal. You know, you're normally busy on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Us true grafters, we do the Europa League on a Thursday night. And we've been seeing them just get their little opportunities in their moments. It feels like we've moved beyond that now. They are proper, regular first teamers. And not only that, like, it feels almost like Saka's a leader in that team, actually.
In terms of performances, yeah, I think vocally and experience-wise, he'll be one of the guys that's sitting there maybe following and looking at other people more experienced within that changing room. But in terms of performances and output on that pitch, the senior players will be looking at him and thinking, wow, he needs to start. I hope he's in the team, because what he's doing is more than most in that team. And his value it can't go unnoticed. I'm sure Mikel Arteta knows his worth and value to this team. And what's great about this is that, yes, Arsenal are bringing young players through, but they're bringing young players through who are having and becoming integral to anything forward-thinking at this football club.
Their influence on the pitch is where it matters at the moment, and that's where we're seeing it. That will grow off the pitch and in the dressing room a little bit more as they mature and play more games. But from performance perspective, outstanding.
It's interesting to see how Mikel deals with it, though. You know, there's this talk about Odegaard coming in. We believe that deal is pretty much over the line. You need to improve the squad all the time, but make sure that you don't take the short-term decisions and cost other players long-term.
Yeah, I think competition's healthy, and these young players need that competition, but you don't want players coming in who are going to stunt the growth and the development of some young players that are there, especially ones that have just coming into the team and starting to show some good form. And the belief that the manager has shown in them. Listen, this kid here, Smith-Rowe, another fellow South London boy, so I'm going to keep my eyes on him all the time just for that fact alone. But he's producing, and what I love about him is his speed of thought. his energy when they haven't got the ball. These clips are about on the ball, but off the ball, as I said earlier, he's the person that probably is the trigger in terms of pressing at the moment. But it's this, the one touch and moving. He doesn't just play and stand and admire. He passes, he moves, he brings others into the game. And it's not for show, it's not for him. He's trying to affect the game.
Would you say if he was in the lineup for the cup game that he would have made that much of a difference at the weekend?
I think so. I think so, because I think what he brings to them without the ball is huge, and I think they've missed that for a long time.
And they've had too many players over the years dealing with past reputations, taking large salaries. This is what Arsenal needs to be built on. Homegrown, young, exciting talent.
Supporters want to see that, I think. They want to see players coming through their academies, breaking through into the first team. And it's that balance which you do need. Yes, you need strengthening and signings coming in, and it's the age groups as well. Yes, you want those older heads, the experienced players that have been around for many years, but also the young talent coming through like these boys are. So it's an exciting balance to get if you can get it right.
And you have to remember, Arsenal, many moons ago, their title-winning teams of under George Graham, etc., was built on the players that came through: Tony Adams, Ray Parlour, Kevin Campbell. They're players that came through, and the fans, there was like a feeling of, listen, this is us. They're us out there, and that seems to be something that's building slowly but surely here.
I'm interested to get a take from both of you on where you think they are now under Mikel Arteta. He's dealt with some serious problems. He's dealt with lots of doubt and lots of questions since he arrived. And now suddenly they find a really good bit of form. They've still got a bit of catching up to do in the league. Where do you see them now?
Well, they're doing very well, aren't they? I mean, coming in, considering he's there for quite a bit of criticism not so long back. I think this goes to show, and we've seen in recent days, obviously what's happening across London with Chelsea, that, with a manager, almost bringing them in with a longer-term plan. He's now starting to form and mould a squad that he actually wants. Obviously, Ozil going out as well was obviously a big part of that as well. So we're just starting to see probably the beginnings with the youngsters coming through like we've seen in their performances. Just Arteta starting to work what he wants to see for a future vision for Arsenal.
And I think that he's starting to shape a squad that is reflective of him, and that he can sit there and say, this is me. And what he's getting time. And I think every manager, you need that time. You need the confidence of the board and the backing of the board. And he seems to be getting that. And again, I think a big kind of situation that he walked into was the Mesut Ozil situation. That's now gone. That's a cloud that was over him for a while, because Mesut Ozil, he brought a lot of attention. The spotlight was on the football club for the wrong reasons, from Mikel Arteta's point of view. Whether it was right or wrong, what happened between them, I don't know. We don't know the ins and outs of it. But that situation is now gone. And that isn't a problem anymore. He can really focus and concentrate on what is going on the pitch, concentrate on the training ground, bringing through these fabulous young players that he's got there and integrating them into the squad.
So what is a good season for them then? It feels like pushing for the title is maybe a few seasons away. What's it about?
I think he's got to be thinking of trying to get into the Champions League. I think that's got to be something that I don't think he'll think is beyond them. The form that they're in right now, if they can sustain that, they're going to be in with a shout.
It's one of those seasons, isn't it? I think anything can happen, so you can't rule it out.
It's true. I mean, you look at the table and you think, they've not got enough at this stage, and then it takes one little run, as we've seen.
Yeah, but if this was last season, they're not qualifying for the Champions League. There's too much consistency around the league. There isn't consistency in this league, so it's very much up for play.
OK, well, maybe consistency is exactly the key. And I'll tell you what, Mikel Arteta has just emerged